I'm telling you, he really wants to end this before the movie. It's going to happen. He could do it. He can do it. Oh wait, that's Golden Week. Unless you do 4 chapter. He can do 4 chapter in a day. Make it happen. I'm not entirely sure if this is affected by Golden Week, but regardless, we are treated with double chapters. I'm not sure if this is a sign that the series is ending before the movie, but is narrowly close to it as the final boss has traditionally evolved to the unstoppable form. As the arc reaches to the exciting phase, there may be a sign that things could go a bit odd. When it comes to entertainment, I'll say that it was a success as the event begins to enter the last act or the middle of the last act, however you prefer it. The first chapter focuses on Zeref and his bidding farewell to Mavis as he makes his move that has no return. The second chapter focuses more on one build-up with the Book of End and the showcase of Immortal. Truth be told, I thought the first chapter was the strongest of the two. It's mainly because the focus didn't drift away to show signs that a new Deus Ex Machina is underway, and this was a moving chapter. It's practically the last confrontation with Mavis before Zeref's master plan begins. We do see more of Arcalugia and Pegasus as it gradually gets worse for Pegasus, so it is only a matter of time that they will lose. Jiao decides to handle the situation alone. Well, I have yet seen a storyboard with him for the next movie, so perhaps there is a death flag after all. It's a preparation stage, as with Zeref enters the climax. It's a bit strange that Nasu goes to his dragon mode and proceeds to be halted by Mavis. It's like we have no right to be thrilled with the action. I thought that was strange on how the last chapter cliffhanger suggests a lot of fighting. I don't even know if I should be bummed or be fine with it. It does engage to the next part quicker as Zeref grabs Mavis and begins to drain her magic. Good work, Mavis. Zeref announces his reasoning behind that plan, and it's a convincing argument on his behalf. I'll give him that. In fact, this part is emotional. He claims that Arcalugia could not be defeated by magic, so that would mean for eternally, Mavis and Zeref will have to endure the beating by him forever. The whole scene is what sells the chapter. Mavis thought he can be killed by Arcalugia, but it turns out he can't die at all. It's an endless torture. In short, Zeref will lose if he doesn't pull Neo Eclipse. That fear look in his face is telling on how desperate he must do this. Zeref has no choice since he can't even defeat Arcalugia. It's like saying, well, I can't beat him. Time to use cheat code. He has to go a different direction to win. The sad part is that Zeref in a way doesn't want to do it because he did cherish the moment with Mavis. Now that he's heading towards to his main goal, his last words to her is where his true color shows. For a while, we have seen him as a total villain. Even if we know some of his other traits, now he finally lets out. It is a tender moment and it ends with a farewell address that they may not see each other in the restart timeline, but he promised to defeat Arcalugia in the timeline as comparing to the first page, which by the way confirmed that they went all the way, signified that he can't live in this world anymore. It is pretty dark, but if Zeref knows about the time lapse, why not use it on Arcalugia? Unless this is his way of hinting that whatever Anas is doing won't work. Maybe it can be that. I don't know entirely. I can't say if that's considered a plot hole, but perhaps I should wait further for anything new. In his defense, I could still see a reason to use Neo Eclipse to start as a normal boy again. What's also strange is that they had a love scene. I assumed that first on-panel kiss in the older chapter was the confirmation of the pairing. When did that happen? I thought the pairing confirmed and then she goes to sleep. I wonder if that's considered a retcon. Maybe the pairing confirmation happened much earlier than what we saw on panel. Now that Zeref has absorbed her magic, he does the pose that pretty much yells, "Here is the perfection." I wonder if that would mean he will be going around saying Negan, Negan, Negan. In the end, he achieves the White Mage form, and yes, this is the final boss transformation. shonen style, but I do like the design. The second chapter is more of showcasing the power-up of Zeref, the White Mage. It's a typical format that when a villain gains a new power, they will have to look devastating and somehow always begin fresh and untouchable. Therefore, the chapter actually goes by quicker than the last. It does have some moments that are worth noting, even if one is more on standby, but perhaps not for long. Fairy Tail members such as Laxus and Gildars are reunited, meaning their battle has ended. I think it is a bit of a shame, for now at least, that the finale will only leave those main characters we have seen many times. Granted, they are main characters, but I feel as if the side characters didn't get so much momentum before closing the series. I always adore on how Fullmetal Alchemist handles the finale, and while it doesn't have to be the same, it should have been treated better. But maybe there's room for one last moment. There is a small sad moment that does play a part later on, and that's a reminder of Makoto's death. It's a bit sad that Laxus couldn't return home to give him the proper send-off. I'm still puzzled if he is dead for good or resurrection is on hold. The series is close to the end, so we shall wait and see. That part that is interesting yet worrisome is with the Book of End. As odd as it was to see it return abruptly because of Zeref's transformation, it is a bit shaky that another Deus Ex Machina is in preparation, and it has to do with changing the letters. I don't know if it's only fixing the problem of Natsu will die if Zeref dies, but that's concerning. It's like something out of Studio Trigger animation, where it could go over the top fast and become stylish Dragon Ball Z. Lucy insists to find a way to change the letters, so we'll see how that plays out. Judging by the last part of the chapter, it's no coincidence that it may be the case of just in time. It is true that it is logical that the book will connect to Natsu, so changing something would change him as well, but hopefully it's not that easy. As for the last part, it's pretty much the showcase of Immortal. Natsu whips out a powerful attack at him that it would have been amusing if Zeref really got heavily damaged. It would be a nice change, but of course he is unharmed, though his power now allows him to rewind the event, fixing the guild in process. I wonder if Mashima is a fan of Dragon Maid. The best part to me is Natsu said sorry to Makoto for destroying the guild, yet Zeref taunts him by repairing it, so to say, and stabs the hell out of him. The badass line comes after by replying back at him with no need to apologize, because he's already dead. Natsu not only lost single-handedly, but learning about his master's death destroyed him for good. That was a really good scene. Both chapters have pretty solid art, and it's done more on the emotional level, including the action set piece. Zeref's transformation design looks neat, though I get that he's a white mage, it wouldn't hurt to have some shade. I wonder if the color would help out though. It does come across as a fantasy game final boss look. As for the set pieces, they are presented well, with Zeref's last words to Mavis and Natsu's defeat. That shot of him in defeat is well addressed. Overall, despite some of the questionable parts and iffy developments that could lead to a game changer with least rewarding, I had a good time with these two chapters. It has a moving moment with Zeref and Mavis. Okalugi continues to put pressure, so there's tension behind it, and although in a typical fashion, Zeref in his new form presented strong with that one hit and line. The series has now entered the last phase. Be ready for a farewell. Because of these two bundled together, I'm giving it an 8. Maybe as individual it would be a different story, but I'm going to treat it as a bundle, and what I got is entertaining. I don't know where this is going to lead to. Hopefully it doesn't go that crazy with the Deus Ex Machina, especially in the final minute, and the movie is almost here. I hope everything goes well for an ending at the very least. What are your thoughts of this chapter? What do you think of Zeref's new look? What do you think of him becoming a white mage? I like how he looks, I like the design. I'm assuming that Book of End may end up giving a huge power up to Natsu. I kind of hope that's not the case, but you never know. I don't know if Golden Week is affecting this series as well. I think it affects to every series, so we may have to wait longer to see what's the next event. And that will do it for today's review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.